Well, here we are, Friday the 13th. Dun, dun, dun. It's Taylor Swift's birthday today, too. She turns 35 years old. Hope you are doing well. 12 days till Christmas as well. It's Peach's Pip Party kicking off here. If you want to get a hold of me, you know the number to call by now, 208-535-1015. Shout out to our two winners for the Idaho Lottery scratch-off $50 bundle ticket giveaway that we did this entire week. It was funny because I called both of our winners. One of them didn't answer. I expected at least one of them not to answer, only because it was in the middle of a work day. I'm sure people are busy. Like, I never really answer my phone when I'm here. I'll text people back, but I won't answer phone calls because I look at my phone. Oh, yeah, I missed a call from so-and-so or whatever. But then called the second person. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And then the person goes, hi. Hey, it's Peaches from Caber. How you doing? Good. And then I told them, hey, you won the Idaho Lottery scratch-off bundle. Didn't say anything. Then I heard some rustling, and then they just hung up the phone on me. So I was like, okay. I guess somebody signed that person up, or they signed up and thought it was a sales call or somebody faking to be Peaches, but clearly, obviously me. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Make sure to have the K-Bear 101, the Alt 101, and the Cannonball 101 apps on your phone, because next year, all of our giveaways, just like this year, will be through the apps. And I'm already planning a ticket giveaway for next month. I hope you're ready for that. Starting off the new year already with a concert ticket giveaway. I'm hoping that we can do one at least like once a month, get you sent out to a wide variety of shows next year for 2025. If you haven't seen some of the shows that have been announced for next year, you can check them out on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. The easiest way just to get to it is riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. That'll take you directly to it. You then right there on the top right of the screen, it says concerts, and you click on that and it goes to rock. You can go to rock concerts and it filters out all the other events, because I saw some people wondering as to why there were car shows on the concert calendar. Super easy to access once you actually figure it out. But I understand it's quite confusing and people don't like change. Anyway, 3 Days Grace, Vana, and more to continue Peach's Pip Party here in just a few. Some helpful information here. If you are delivering gifts to friends and loved ones and aren't able to do it in person, you will likely be relying on the U.S. Postal Service to be your Santa. If that's the case, you need to know some key mailing dates to ensure your gift arrives in time for Christmas. The Postal Service has issued its holiday shipping deadlines. They are December 18th for Ground Advantage service and First Class Mail service, December 19th for Priority Mail service, and December 21st for Priority Mail Express service. Essentially, what I'm relying on for my presents to my parents is the Amazon 2-day shipping that they pay for. I use their account to buy their presents, and then I go to the recent orders tab there, and I just privatize that order so that way they don't see it. I think all of us in our family know not to check the recent orders tab on Amazon, just because we don't want our Christmas spoiled for us. But there you go, some helpful dates if you're delivering any presents this year to somebody out of state or whatever. One of the craziest things that I saw yesterday was that YouTube TV raised their price to $83 per month, citing rising cost of content. So I'm assuming is that they're just paying YouTubers a ton of money, and now they're making the consumers sort of pay for what YouTube is paying them. It went from $72 to $83, and that'll start, I think, the new price will go into effect January 13th for most existing users, while those on existing trials and promotional rates will not be effective. That's pretty wild. I don't know anybody that has YouTube TV. What exactly is on YouTube TV? Anything exciting? Anything worth $83 per month? That's a lot of money. Now, my brain's too tired to do the math in my head, so let's just do 83 times 12. $996 a year. Almost $1,000 a year for YouTube TV. That's crazy. It has certainly been a long time since I've been to the movie theater. I think the last time that I was there was for Ghosts Right Here, Right Now, where Victor and I saw that with a whole bunch of listeners. That was a fun time. I think that was the last time I was at the movie theater. There hasn't really been a reason for me to go see a movie in the theater, because none of the movies out right now are very appealing to me, especially Wicked. That, or they're just remakes or sequels to movies that are years and years old. I'm looking here at the movies section of the Radio Prep. Happy Gilmore 2, Gladiator 2. I am seeing a whole bunch of biopics potentially being made, like Joseph Quinn, who played Eddie in Stranger Things. They're trying to make him be George Harrison in the new Beatles film. I think there was another thing yesterday that I saw where they were trying to eye some other actor for another biopic. And then there's also the 28 Years Later movie coming out, the sequel to 28 Days Later, which, by the way, that very skinny, bony actor that they show, and that still frame that's been trending around online, everyone thinks it's Cillian Murphy. Turns out it's not. Turns out it's some guy who sort of looks like Cillian Murphy from a distance and from that angle. And that guy is just very, very naturally very, very skinny. So people were like, what happened to Cillian Murphy? Is he okay? Yeah, but not a lot of great movies being put out there as of late. I mean, there's a few on streaming that I have started watching. Or no, actually, I shouldn't say I've started watching. I have on my list. Like the Substance movie that Victor and I talked about yesterday on the Noon Hour of Madness and Mayhem powered by Jalisco's. I might watch that movie this weekend. I think that one's in theaters. Who knows? Maybe I'll change things up and finally go back to the movie theater, maybe tomorrow. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. During last night's hard-fought Thursday night football game, 49ers linebacker Devondre Campbell refused to enter the game against the Rams when called upon in the third quarter. His team was battling and injuries were mounting. Campbell chose to not go in and then ended up walking to the locker room with a towel over his head in the fourth quarter. Head coach Kyle Shanahan was asked about the situation during his press conference. Shanahan replied simply, he said he didn't want to play today. Campbell's teammates spoke out against Campbell after the game as well, including tight end George Kittle, who said, I've never been around anybody that's done that, and I hope I'm never around anyone that does that again. Kittle only had 10 points for my fantasy game, or my fantasy team, I should say. Yesterday's game was a very low-scoring game, 12-6 for the Rams to beat the 49ers, which I was surprised by. In baseball news, one of Juan Soto's former coaches thinks that his mega contract with the New York Mets isn't that pricey when compared to other highly paid celebrities. Mike Schilt, who coached Soto for the year and a half he was with the San Diego Padres and is now the team's manager, compared Soto's contract to Judge Judy, who is making $47 million a year. Isn't that crazy? Judge Judy, I think, still is the highest paid TV personality there is. And she barely works. She does like 3 days of filming these shows, and that's about it. My dad's one of the biggest fans of Judge Judy. Every single time I go home and he's just laying there on the couch, it's either Judge Judy, the People's Court, or some sort of football game, basketball game, whatever sporting event there is on TV that day. On Monday, college football players were able to enter the transfer portal in hopes of jumping to a new team. So many players entered the portal that a database tracking all the action crashed. Pretty much every college football program was affected, but maybe no team was affected as much as Marshall. The team didn't reach a contract agreement with their head coach, Charles Huff, after the season, which led to a mass exodus. Basically, the entire Marshall football team is entering the portal, said someone close to the situation. Yikes. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. I'm honestly shocked by this news. The demand for wine is on the decline, so according to the International Organization of Wine and Vine, there was a 3.5 billion bottle drop in consumption last year. Not million, billion. Things have gotten so bad within the industry that some California vineyards are just ripping out their fields because there's just too much wine and not enough customers buying it. Inflation, health warnings, and younger generations shifting towards the non-alcoholic beverages have led to their drastic action, which is funny because for the longest time, I was the only person not drinking anything, just deciding, hey, you know what? I get way too addicted to things. That's why I don't drink. Isn't that funny? For some reason, every time I say that, they go, why is that? It's like, who cares? Like, for some reason, it's very weird. There was a whole comedic bit that some guy did years ago about it, how he just chose not to drink, and for some reason, everybody was asking, wanting to get up all in the business of. It's like, I just choose not to because I get addicted to things very, very easily. For the longest time, all I drank was energy drinks in the morning for like a good amount of years, and that's the reason why I had those heart problems pop up last year. And, that and undiagnosed sleep apnea and a whole bunch of other stuff that sort of just dogpiled on top of each other to cause that. Luckily, today is actually the year anniversary of me giving up energy drinks. I just realized that as I looked at the date, like, oh yeah, it's December 13th. A year has gone by. 0 energy drinks. I'm proud of myself for that. We're slowly but surely getting all of our artist interviews available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. The Artist Interrogations podcast, you can find that literally anywhere, Spotify, Apple, even on our YouTube channel, KBear 101 RMG. Make sure to go check those out. I just uploaded this morning my conversation with Taylor Barber from Left to Suffer. Chatted with him right outside the Urban Lounge down in Salt Lake City right before the show there. It was No Cure, Fox Lake, Gideon, Left to Suffer in one night. That was a fun show. That's the first time I went to the Urban Lounge, and that venue's nice. I like that little intimate venue there. Really, it's cool. Check out the Artist Interrogations podcast. I have a good amount of my interviews already uploaded, and I only have a few more to go. So that way, when it comes down to it, when they're all uploaded, and when I interview a guest the next time, and all the interviews are uploaded, I can just be like, hey, I'm talking to so-and-so on the show. You can now, you can listen to it live on the air or catch the full thing on the Artist Interrogations podcast, and then I'll upload it shortly afterward for anybody to enjoy at any time. Now, how far out do you extend your holiday gift giving? Do you just do your immediate family? Do you gift nieces and nephews, cousins, all that fun stuff? For the most part, I try my best to gift, of course, to my parents, my sister, but then I also try to get my friends at least one thing, but there is no money. So I just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes I'll spend the money anyway, and then I'll regret it in January. Be like, oh, I really shouldn't have spent that on this person. Even though the person means so much to me, I just think about like, oh, I got to pay all these bills. Once January comes around, it's, tax time, and snow tires need to come off in April, so I got to worry about that charge. There's a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of finances that I think about, or a whole bunch of finance stuff that I think about. If I had enough money, I would totally gift everybody that I know personally, like coworkers and all that, gifts. I would, I got to get Victor something, right? I think I have something in mind for the guy. I wonder if I'll buy that this weekend, and hopefully it comes in time before Christmas. Peach's Pit Party on KBear 101, Idaho's only rock station. If you're traveling by plane for Christmas, planning to pack gifts inside your luggage or carry-on, you would be wise to leave them unwrapped until you get to your destination, then get them wrapped before going to where you need to go. The TSA advises travelers to save the gift wrapping for when you reach your destination, because if the gift happens to set off an alarm going through the security x-ray machine, agents will have to unwrap it. And you don't want that, right? A TSA spokesperson says when there is an alarm that must be resolved, often the only way that a transportation security officer has available is to see the item that caused the alarm. For the most part, my sister collects snow globes, and I try my best to bring one to her every single time I visit home. And every single time they put my bag aside, I have to wait there, and I have this like mad look in my face, like, why am I getting delayed again? Sure enough, the TSA has to analyze the snow globe, thinking that I'm sneaking in something. I'm like, nope, just a gift from my sister. They almost confiscated one of them away. I would have been so mad because she loves those snow globes. And I hate when people touch my stuff. That's a big pet peeve of mine I've realized in the past year. As people move my stuff around, it drives me absolutely nuts. And you got to act accordingly with the TSA. You don't want to be that person in the airport causing a huge tantrum or whatever. That'd be the worst thing to do. So one of my friends that we nicknamed Cryo, he is a giant Baby Metal fan. And I wasn't mad at him. I was disappointed that he didn't go to the Baby Metal show back in California. He was talking all about it. I said, wait till we get closer to the show, then buy your ticket if the resale tickets are going through the roof, which they were. But then he told me he didn't go because his credit card didn't go through, something like that. I was like, man, that was the perfect opportunity to see them. But then I said, hey, you know what? We'll go to a show together when I come back to California. I did see Dayseeker, had a sold-out show December 27th, and I got him into Dayseeker, and that'd be so much fun to go to a show with him. He's one of those dudes that you would want to take to a place like that just to see his reaction. I'm so excited for next year to potentially go to a lot more shows. I talk about concerts quite a lot, but I mean, it's always fun to go see these bands live, see how they are performing live. Like, it's entirely different from the recording. I feel bad for all those people that have never been to a concert before. But I feel like at that point, if you're like 30 plus and you've never been to a concert, that's almost your choice in a way. There's some people where I'm like, okay, you could easily buy yourself a ticket, a pair of tickets, go down to Salt Lake City and go see a show from any band that you want to see. And sometimes it's even more fun to go to a concert for bands that you haven't even heard of until you go see them live and you go, whoa, that was fun. There's been a lot of bands that way for me, like Elijah. When I saw him earlier this year in Salt Lake City, that guy puts on a great performance. He was the first act of the entire lineup. He was better than Fix, in my opinion. And I mean, Echo's a rapper. That was a fun time. Echo opened up for From Ashes to New down in Salt Lake, that same show where Elijah was performing. Two great acts that I've never heard before. So if you want to go to any show, check out that concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Let's look at it real quick because I want to make sure that I'm going to see when is the next show that we have listed on that calendar, because I think it was Silverstein or it might have been 152 or Victims and 156 Silence, February 4th. That same day, Silverstein at the Complex in Salt Lake. There also was the newly announced Palais Royale tour. One of those stops is in Boise at the Knitting Factory. You got TX2, The Plot in You, of course, Disturbed, February 25th with 3 Days Grace and Sevendust at the Ford Idaho Center Arena. Already a lot of shows announced for 2025, and we're not even there yet. Go to our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. I didn't watch any part of the Game Awards last night. I just saw things here and there online. One of my friends on Discord was watching it while he was in the call and was giving me some brief updates, and I asked him, hey, did Borderlands 4 get announced? And sure enough, it did. A lot of people, just always negative online. That's why I kind of avoid the Facebook comment sections by now. I'm kind of tired of the whole people complaining about literally everything, especially when it comes to video games. That's all that is happening. Indiana Jones, a great new video game. What are people complaining about in the comment section? It's not in third person. Get over it. It's a fun game. If you don't want to play it, don't play it and shut up. That type of thing. And I was very happy to see Queso won Content Creator of the Year. And he had this really cool speech that he said on his stream that he's like, hey, I'm just a man who used to live in a trailer in the middle of Arkansas. And I literally just got this award. Things can randomly happen to you. And he seems like a fun guy. Seems like a nice, humble dude. And I forgot exactly what else was announced. I think there was a Naughty Dogs game that was announced. There was an Elden Ring game that was announced. There wasn't really anything huge. I was kind of hoping for a Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, another one to be dropped, just to see more about GTA 6. I feel like GTA 6 is going to be through the roof. And of course, there's going to be a ton of people complaining about it online about certain things, but you'll get that with literally anything. Just like the K-Bear playlist. We try our best to play all the new bands, all the old bands, a mixture of everything. Sure enough, people still think they're programmers and say, oh, that song belongs on Z. Oh, I'm tired of this country rock, blah, 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 blah. Residents of Bend, Oregon appear to have a great sense of humor, even as city officials. They're trying to be a big-time party pooper. Many of the city's statues and sculptures have recently been adorned with a pair of googly eyes. I'm looking at one here. A statue of a deer with giant googly eyes on it, the apparent work of a prankster or pranksters. The work has drawn a lot of laughs, but not from city officials who want it to stop. Of course, it's always the city officials. It's always the uppity-ups. They made a post on Instagram. Let's see. We love our roundabout art here in Bend, so let's do our part to take care of it. While the googly eyes placed on the various art pieces around town might give you a chuckle, it costs money to remove them with care to not damage the art. It reminds me of my freshman year of high school when there was senior ditch day and the principal went over the PA speaker and just scolded all the seniors over the PA speaker, saying that the seniors cost the school a ton of money. That was pretty much his only thing, is that they cost the school a ton of money. You have to know senior ditch day exists as the principal, don't you? Like, it's been around forever. I came across a really funny thread that I wish I could ask for to Peach the Rome, but someone's bound to get extremely mad at this if somebody were to call in and answer my question, what is a really unattractive male name? and they say something like, "Oh, it's Coulter," and then there's a Coulter that calls in, "My name's not ugly. It's named after my grandpa, or I'm named after my grandpa," something like that. I'm looking at this thread here. There's a lot of ugly names out there, especially with dudes. Someone said Pubert, which I don't think I've ever met a guy named that at all. Someone also said Bort, and I only really know the a radio show producer named that, but he's not even really named Bort. His real name's Brett. They just call him Bort. A Kyle. As a Kyle, I'm offended, but not nearly as offended as my coworker, Blandon Chad Pubert. Is that really a guy's name? That would suck. Oh, Cletus. Yeah, Cletus is definitely an ugly name. See, now I said that. There's bound to be someone named Cletus that's listening to me right now. I apologize. I'm a grown man that goes by Peaches, okay? You can laugh at me too. Well, we'll see how this question goes for To Peach Their Own. If your life were a movie, what song would play during the opening credits? I saw Keanu's answer saying, "Hoobastank the Reason." Are you going through a lot right now, Keanu? Are you wanting like a slow rom-com movie? Maybe not even a rom-com, maybe like just a romance movie. Is that why you chose that song? For mine, I feel like, I would choose the Peaches song, but not that terrible, awful Presidents of the USA song. I would definitely choose the Jack Black one instead. That's much, much better. Just to put that in the very beginning of my comedy movie that is my life. That's right. If your life were a movie, what song would play during the opening credits? Let me know. 208-535-1015. Hey, K-Bear, thanks for calling in. How's it going?
Not too bad.
James, hope you're ready for the weekend.
Oh, I'm working towards it.
Good.
Still have another day to go through.
Still got a whole bunch of hours left at your job today?
No, not really.
Ah, okay.
I'm a flat root mechanic, and I decided that the rest of my day I'm going to spend it organizing my toolbox.
And also calling into the show.
Why not?
Yeah. If your life were a movie, what song would you play during the opening credits?
I'd play Warren Zevon, Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner.
No idea about that song. I know Warren Zevon's is Lawyers, Guns, and Money. I like that song.
Yeah, it's actually on I think it's on the same album.
Is it? Okay, well, cool. I'll have to check it out sometime.
The song's all about like the Rhodesian Wars back in the 60s over in Africa and all that. And there's a guy that got screwed over by, the people he was fighting with. One of them backstabbed him and shot him, killed him. And his ghost comes back and gets revenge on the guy in a bar. And it's quite epic.
And you decided to pick this song for your life.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, yeah. Well, there was a guy named Hunter that posted in the general chat in the K-Bear group a bunch of third graders playing hot cross buns on recorders. How about that?
Oh, God.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.